Growth and inequality. Inverted U hypothesis, that is Kuznets curve. We can draw so inverted U curve. Here the income is maximum. Consider this a considered inequality and here income. Income increases, then inequality increases, but at a certain point inequality is constant with respect to income and then inequality fall. In 1955, Kuznets' view was that when there is a growth, there is inequality. But often coming to a certain point that actually I was previously mentioned that inequality declines. Economic growth and inequality, it's there. It's a term to correlated economic growth and inequality. Kuznets inequality measurements income share of the richest 20% and the poorest share it 60%. So Kuznets took three developing countries, India, Sri Lanka, and not three, more than three, India, Sri Lanka, and Puerto Rico, and also consider some developed countries like US and UK, compared that the level of inequality. From this section, we can show that the developing countries, the inequality it's higher, and if for India and for Puerto Rico, it is 2.33. We find that developing countries have higher inequality than developed countries. After that, Kuznets and Oshima in 1962, in their study, they developed a hypothesis at the initial age of development where there is economic growth and inequality. Economic growth and inequality rises, but after a certain level, when income growth, income will increase but inequality fall. Ashima also point out this kind of approach, and the relationship between growth and inequality is inverted U shaped. There are so many other sections and studies where the Kuznets Kuznets pointed that as per Kuznets' growth and inequality relationship, its U-shape and graphically the level, it's known as Kuznets curve. Peukart 1973 in his study shows the Kuznets relationship by taking into 56 countries the basis of per capita gross domestic product US dollar in 1965. 1965. There are categories of the per capita income that is less than 100. On the basis of that, consider some average Guinea here, and the range is 101 to 200. Average Guinea is 0.468, and accordingly the values of the per capita income and average Guinea is considered here. Gini coefficients are one measures, and the average Gini coefficients are taking into account in each category, which is shown in the above. So we are finding here as per capita income increases, then G increases. Per capita income increases, then Gini also increases, then actually inequality increases. Now come to the point that this is the view of the Daninger's view, and also the other name is Squirry. So in the study of 1996 examining the relationship between growth and inequality when Kuznets' relationship was valid, for the richest 20% people and poorest 20% people. In the study by mm, in the study, the other economists find out 1976. I cannot remember at this present moment. We find that the estimates of Kuznets curve a sample of 60 countries, like 40 developing countries, 14 developed countries, and 6 socialist countries like Canada and Vietnam. Here consider GNP, gross national product value, are in 1970 constant price. The whole sample is divided into five quantities. A model has been taken to estimate as SI it's equal to beta 0 plus beta 1. I can write down this equation or this relation, that is in case of 1970 findings. Y1 plus beta 2 y2 plus d plus uy. Here we can say that SI, income share of the ith quantile, if beta 1 is positive and beta 2 is negative, then first income rise and then it is fall. The relationship is that the first increase if beta 1 value is positive, that means first income increase. If beta 2 is negative, then income is falling. There is some criticism actually. The cross section has certain shortcomings as pointed out by Anand and Kandar, that there is need some specification need to be reformulated. Most of the cross section studies assume that all countries have same inequality growth relationship, but in reality growth and inequality are different in different countries. Some economics argue that in some countries the presence of higher inequality, it's due to structural reason rather than economic factor. So the cross section studies should incorporate some structural parameter. So main the criticism, it's like economics argue that the different cross section studies, like different countries, the growth and inequality are different, but in general that is not actually the true sense, because their economic inequality and growth for the different countries are different because of there are some present in the structural parameter.